Hello, it's Alice Agnes, and today I have the last video for you, and it's about recommended films and series. And mm, my list is quite long, so better sit. Mm, you know what I mean. Okay, so the first video which I will talk about, it's a series. It's Bridgertons, and I think the second season of this series was better than the first one. And why? Well, I think that the second season shows more than just a romance, and that's why I think it's much better, because it's not such a simple entertainment, and I think it talks about even more important matters than the first season, so I absolutely recommend it. Okay, so maybe now I will talk about the second series. It's Riverdale. That's absolutely my favorite. I've been watching it since the first season, and first season was my favorite, and then I can recommend fourth season, and the latest sixth was also good. So I recommend this three, and I know that some people talk about the series like it's become something so bad lately, but I still love it, and we have such a mystery here, and I feel like we can't ever expect what happens next, so that's why I absolutely love it. The third series is Winx. It's this kind of series that is based on another series which was for little girls, and why I was one of such girls. And I remember when I was a kid, I really loved watching it, and I had such magazines, and I really loved reading it. So I feel like it's nice that something for us grown-up girls, this kind of thing was created. So I feel like it's the same generation, you know what I mean. It's like people like me were watching it as little children, and now we can watch it again and find something else in it. That's how I feel about it. And well, I haven't seen the second season yet, but I'm sure it's still interesting. So all I can say is the first season is absolutely worth watching. And if you ever watched it when you were a little girl like me, I'm sure that it will be, interesting experience to watch characters that you know so well in a little different shape. Okay, so now the Stranger Things, and I've I don't like such things like violence in films and series, so I feel like it will be challenging to make Stranger Things without violence, but maybe it would be worth trying. So I feel like this story is very interesting, and the idea of upside down, it's really nice, and there's so much science in it, in this idea and in the series. So I think this is the best thing about this series. And right now I only have one last episode to watch from the Stranger Things 4, so I will find out how it ends real soon. Okay, so now something totally different. If you like Jane Austen, I can recommend Emma. This film was really amazing, and the actress plays here from the Queen's Gambit or something like that that's very possible that those words are put in a different order. But you know what I mean. And while this film was absolutely great, and if you like Jane Austen and just romanticism, I think you really should watch this film. It's like one of the best productions, and I think this story is also really interesting. And at first I watched this film and then I started reading a book, and I love this story so much that I really don't want to finish it. And there's like 100 pages to read left, and I can force myself to finish it. It happens sometimes. Okay, the next one is Persuasion. Wow, it was a really sad story when I watched the film, which is available on Netflix, and mm, I haven't cried because of the film for so long. So this is this kind of film. So if you like romanticism to be tragic but with a happy ending, then you can watch this film. And book is shorter, and I feel like it fills so many gaps that couldn't be not everything could be shown in the film, because you only have limited timeline, and you can just do everything that is mentioned in the book. So I feel like it's the best to watch a film or read a book at first, and you know what I mean, this way. Yes, the next one is Lock&Key. I really enjoyed this series, and it's a mystery again. I think I can call it like that, with a fantasy twist. But this fantasy turned out to be probably the biggest part of the series, and it's based on the comic book, so it's similar to Riverdale, but not quite. So if you like this kind of thing, so I'm sure that you will also love it. The next one is Cats. I wanted to watch this film with my mom, but after 30 minutes, she was so bored that that she, that she just had to escape from watching it. So I've never seen the rest of it, only 30 minutes, and what I can say about this is showing dirt in the film, it's not always the best solution. And as I said before, my mom found it really boring, and she couldn't watch it anymore. So this is what I can say about this film. The next one series is The Umbrella Academy. I love this series, and do you know why? Because it's so crazy. It's like I can find the right words for it, because it's so crazy. And I feel like the second season was absolutely my favorite, because it was crazier than anything else. And well, I absolutely recommend it. Okay. The next one is a production not from the Netflix, but I found it on the Disney Plus, and it's only Murders in the Building, and I've already watched the half of the first season, and I absolutely fell in love with this. So I will continue watching, and well, if you like films like or books like Sherlock Holmes, you absolutely love it. And it's a modern story, so totally, that's great. The next thing is Elvis. I watched this film yesterday, and I really loved this production. It shows the story of Elvis Presley, and I think that this actor, Austin Butler, I think he played this role really great, and you know, the at the ending we have Elvis, which is pretty much elder, and you know, it was so much great made that I was wondering if it's the actor or the real you know, Elvis, because you know, I don't want to give you spoilers, but I feel like sometimes it's something that must be done, so I'm sorry for that, but I think it shows how well this production was made, and it's so colorful, so much, there's so much music, and well, if you like such musicals, I think you will absolutely love this film. And it's a classical personality, so I think everybody know of who Elvis Presley is. So absolutely recommended. The next one is The House of the Dragon. It's HBO Max production, and I don't like violence, as I said previously, but this story is really interesting. I know I've never watched well, I don't even remember the title right now, but you probably know what this series is connected to, what kind of word, you know what I mean. And I think I can recommend it, but if you don't like violence, better close your eyes sometimes. Okay, the next one is Handmaid's Tale. I read the book during popular literature classes at my studies last fifth year, and then I watched the first season of this story, and I think it talks about a really important matter, and if you support women's rights, I think you should really watch this film, and I think it's good for discussion and for any kind of discourse. Cheers. Now the last thing that I want to say is I'm planning to go to the cinema probably this week, and I'd like to see Don't Worry Darling. I heard so many negative things about this film, but I think I must check it out, and there we have so many great actors, and even a singer, Harry Styles, and he already played in Dunkirk, and I really love this film, and I feel like he was a really good actor, so I'm really interested. I mean, I think it's interesting, and we see what this film brings, so I will let you know probably on my Twitter soon how it was. Okay, so thank you for watching. You can like, subscribe, and if you want to share any ideas or anything, so yeah, let me know what you think, and like, subscribe, all this kind of things. Thank you for watching. Bye.